Yes, Your Honor, and I do have another witness that's here present with me. If you want to, I don't know if you want to swear them both at the same time or.
Oh, okay, is that going to be your first witness?
No, my client will be the first witness, Your Honor.
Okay,
I
so
just
will she
didn't know if
be
you
able to
wanted to
go to a
swear.
different room or go somewhere else?
Yes, ma'am. I can have her go out into the waiting room.
Okay, we're on record in cause number CR 2328766, State of Texas versus James David Head. Please state your appearance for the record.
Jessica McDonald, attorney for Mr. Head.
Shane Hazelton for the state.
All those,
Deborah Head,
A witness.
witness.
okay. All those intending to testify, please raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm the testimony you'll give will be the truth and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Okay, and if Ms. Head can go to a different room?
Ms. Head, go ahead and just wait right out.
And Judge, I will have one witness who was going to be logging on here in a few minutes, but she'll be on, I believe, about a couple more minutes.
Okay. All right. Ms. McDonald?
Yes, Your Honor. By way of just a brief opening, I expect that through my witnesses today will show the court that the presiding judge, Judge Blake, who has presided in Fannin County for a number of years, so she often knows parties and players that come before her court, and that does not in itself rise to the level of any need to recuse her. I believe that the evidence will show today that in this particular case, my client, Mr. Head, is the ex-husband of one of Judge Blake's former court reporters. I believe that the evidence will show that there have been outside of the courtroom, outside of the just her interaction with him in the courtroom, that there were things like Judge Blake visiting when Mr. Head's ex-wife had a baby and things of that nature. I further expect that the testimony will show that the divorce between Mr. Head and his now ex-wife was quite contentious and ugly. And I believe the evidence will show that my next witness, Miss Deborah Head, has actually had some criminal charges filed against her that were in front of Judge Blake, arising out of incidents with Mr. Head's ex-wife, again, the person with whom Judge Blake had, at least a professional relationship, and perhaps a bit more when you take into account, her doing nice things like, sending baby gifts or visiting after.
Welcome back, Courtroom Watchers. Today's case is not your everyday trial. It's a collision of family drama, courtroom strategy, and a splash of outright chaos. At the heart of it is James David Head, a man with decades of roots in Fannin County, now facing serious charges. But this case isn't just about a DWI. It's tangled up in past divorces, courtroom grudges, and even accusations of judicial bias. From surprise witnesses to dramatic objections, what you're about to see is a legal chess match that quickly spirals into theater. Stay tuned, because every testimony uncovers deeper layers of tension, family ties, broken trust, and the fight for fairness in a courtroom that may already feel stacked against him. Buckle up, because this is one case where every word could tip the balance.
18B, Rule of Civil Procedure 18B, that you recuse Judge Blake because she very well may have a personal bias against Mr. Head based on her interactions with him and other members of his family. And if not, then we're asking that you grant that under 18B1, that the impartiality might reasonably be questioned. We want our justice system to not even have the appearance of any impropriety. And so with all the factors we expect to show you today, we ask that you find under 18B 1 and or 2 that Judge Blake should be recused from this particular case. I'm sorry, I couldn't hear that, Judge.
You can call your first witness.
Thank you. I will call James Head. Mr. Head, please state your name for the court.
James David Head.
How old are you, Mr. Head?
46.
And how long have you lived in Fannin County?
For 30 years.
Now, you are currently under an indictment for a DWI third offense, and that is being that case was indicted into the 336 Judge Blake's court. Is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
Now, Mr. Head, did you know Judge Blake at all prior to coming into her courtroom the first time for this case?
Yes.
And when is the first time that you met Judge Blake?
I met Judge Blake going nearly 14 years, November, when my last child was born. And
who's your last child, and who was the mother of that child?
Shannon.
I'm sorry?
Shannon, which her maiden name was Sudderth.
Okay, Shannon Sudderth. And so Shannon, if we say Shannon, use that first name, that is your ex-wife, is that right?
Correct.
How long were you and Shannon married?
We were married 11 years.
And what does Shannon do for a living?
She's a stenographer, court reporter.
And did she ever work for Judge Blake?
Yes, she freelanced with Blake in the past.
Okay, so in other words, Judge Blake has a court reporter that's assigned and in her court most days. Is that right?
Correct.
Shannon did not work as that type of court reporter that was in Judge Blake's court every day. Is that right?
That's what I understand. Yes.
Okay, but you said you met Judge Blake when your last child was born 14 years ago. Can you describe where were you when you met her?
We were in the Greenville Hospital.
Right here, we see the defense laying the groundwork for their biggest play, trying to remove Judge Blake from the case. Notice how carefully the attorney frames this. It's not just about bias, but even the appearance of bias. In court, perception matters almost as much as fact. By pointing out Judge Blake's past connections with Mr. Head's ex-wife and family, the defense is building a narrative that says, even if she's fair, can the public trust this? It's a bold move, because if the motion succeeds, the entire case shifts. But if it fails, it may come across as desperation.
Did you, so were you aware at that point that your then wife had worked for Judge Blake?
Yes.
Okay. And so, did you, were you actually still in the hospital with the baby?
Yes.
Okay. Where was your daughter born?
In the hospital in Greenville. I don't know the name of the hospital. But it's in
And
Greenville.
so Judge Blake traveled to Greenville and visited there. Is that right?
Correct.
What year did you and Shannon divorce?
In 2017.
And can you describe, was that an amicable divorce? Was it contentious? Can you describe that? At
first it was both sides, and then it started getting real contentious at the end.
Now, your divorce was not in front of Judge Blake, is that correct?
Correct. No, it wasn't.
It was here in Fannin County, though, is that right?
Yes, yes.
Did Judge Butler preside over that matter?
Judge Butler did, yes, sir.
Okay. During the divorce, would you describe that, how would you describe things between you and Shannon? Well, let me ask you this. Today, do you and Shannon maintain a civil relationship today?
No, we do not.
Do you speak to each other?
No,
Do you have any possession and custody rights to your 14-year-old daughter?
I do, but I haven't. We usually had like a week, every other weekend, and that was eliminated last February.
Okay. And did Shannon take you back to court for that?
No, no, ma'am.
How did that become eliminated?
She stopped coming to my house to stay every other weekend, to where my boy was staying every other week. And now with all
This moment adds an emotional twist. Judge Blake once brought flowers and gifts to celebrate the birth of Mr. Head's child. Sweet gesture, right? But in the courtroom, gestures like this become ammunition. The defense argues that this personal history creates bias, turning kindness into conflict. Here's the key point. Judges are expected to be completely impartial. But if they have even the appearance of favoritism toward one side, their credibility can unravel. The defense is betting that this personal connection crosses that line. The big question, will the court agree or see it as nothing more than harmless goodwill?
Your mom has been prosecuted in the court where Judge Blake presides.
yes,
Were you present in court for any of those occasions?
yes,
Did you were with your mom in Judge Blake's court? Is that right?
yes, ma'am.
And for what was your mom being prosecuted?
She keyed my ex-wife's car after a hearing with Judge Butler in Judge Butler's court. And Shannon, my ex-wife, filed charges against her.
So, and to be fair, your mom pled guilty, said she did that. Is that right?
Yes, she did.
But the king of the car, the Criminal Mischief Act, happened during the course of the divorce between you and Shannon.
Yes. Yes, it did.
I'm sorry. Okay.
It did, yes.
And that case was prosecuted in front of Judge Blake.
Yes.
Do you have reason to believe that Judge Blake has a personal bias against you?
I do.
Objection, calls for speculation, Judge.
Sustained.
Do you feel like you've been treated fairly in front of Judge Blake?
No, ma'am, I haven't.
Why not?
I'm not I mean, it happened with my mother and now it's happened to me now. And with the way I've been out on bond, I've done everything that I was asked to do. Maybe not in a timely manner, not on my part, but on getting these devices and all this. And I mean, I feel like that she's really biased against me just because of my past with my ex-wife. I don't know if she's like taking sides or what, but it's just, I'm not getting a fair trial on this.
You were, when you were first arrested on the offense that's currently in front of you, you were, a bond was set and you made that bond and bonded out of jail. Is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
The magistrate who set your bond, did they put conditions on you of having to wear the scram device?
No, ma'am, they didn't.
When Judge Blake reviewed your bond, did she add that device?
Yes, she did.
Now, you understand that Judge Blake can amend bond conditions as she sees fit to protect the community.
Correct.
Do you understand that?
Yes.
Okay, so that in and of itself is not uh, anything to show that she treated you unfairly. Would you agree with that?
Well, when I first got out on bond in May of 2023, I didn't have any bond conditions other than going in and to check in with the bond officer. I double checked with my bail bondsman, and there was no stipulations on scram device or anything on my bond conditions at that time. So that's when a warrant was issued for this past February. And that's when I was arrested on a traffic violation. And I asked her what was my warrant for, and it was for not having a scram device.
And when you bonded out,
In April.
you were not.
Drama alert. Things escalate when we learn that James Head's own mother was criminally prosecuted for keying the ex-wife's car. Now, we're not just talking about bias. We're talking about bad blood spilling over generations. From the judge's perspective, this history could cloud her judgment. From the defense's perspective, it's dynamite. They're weaving a story where every courtroom encounter feels personal. Every ruling feels tainted. But here's the catch. Personal history doesn't automatically equal legal bias. The court needs hard proof, not just bad vibes. Still, when family feuds enter the courtroom, neutrality gets harder and harder to believe.
That you go to NAAA classes 3 times a week, is that right?
Yes,
And that you attend and participate in the freedom of choice drug and alcohol program, is that right?
yes,
And you understand that she's mandated by law to order that you have an interlock device on your vehicle. And she did that, is that right?
yes.
Now, did you, through me, ask this. Did you at one time inform Judge Blake that you wanted to represent yourself?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you still at this time wish she would have allowed you to represent yourself?
Yes,
Did you feel like Judge Blake allowed you to represent yourself?
no, ma'am.
Tell the court why you feel that way.
Because she just, the way I feel it is that she thinks that I can't take care of my own affairs. I'm an infant in her court.
And now I was appointed first as standby counsel. Do you understand that?
Yes,
Where you could still represent yourself, but she had me basically there's support for you. Is that right?
correct.
Did you want that?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Do you now when I was appointed, I filed a motion at your request for the judge asking her to modify some of your bond conditions. Is that right?
Correct. Yes.
Can you tell Judge Cooks what you do for a living?
Yes, Judge. I'm a farmer full-time. I work long hours, many days. I can't, I tried to get with her with, on the bond conditions to help me out because I'm working and I'm pretty much like second in command of the farm and they really need me. And, I just, I operate heavy equipment, and at a certain time, she was wanting to put deep lung devices on all the equipment that we operate. It was I was fine with putting it on my personal pickup to get back and forth to work. But she's seen other ways.
So let me ask you this, Mr. Head. The first motion to modify bond conditions, were you asking her to take into consideration that given the harvest season coming up, you were going to work extra long hours? Is that right?
Correct, yes.
And the bond conditions that you attend NAAA 3 times a week, and that you